Hello neighbor, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Pretty Hippie Me. Like my title mentions, I am tall, plus-sized, and curvy, and I have always been this way. Since I was in high school, I have been kind of on the line with my sizing, where sometimes I can shop in juniors or misses sizes. Sometimes I had to shop in plus sizes. Totally depended on what I was looking for, how much I weighed at that time. And for me, JCPenney really holds a special place in my heart. JCPenney was there for me. When I was growing up, it was an affordable place to get cute clothes in my size and usually long enough for me. And that meant a lot to me as a kid trying to dress fashionably and go to high school and not feel embarrassed to show up in what I was wearing. JCPenney is a huge department store, so I don't imagine I'll be able to go through everything, but what I want to go in and do right now is figure out if right now at my current size and measurements I can fit more in the Mrs. department or in the plus size department. In Mrs. and plus size departments, there are often a lot of crossover sizes. So Mrs. sizes will go up to like a size 18, but often plus departments will start at like a 14W. I've always been in these in-between sizes. When I was at my heaviest, I was finally officially wearing plus sizes, but now that I've lost 50 pounds, I'm back to that in-between zone again. And even when I was at my thinnest in my adult life, I was wearing a size 14 pant, so there were still a lot of stores where I would be considered plus size, even though I weighed 120 pounds less than my heaviest size. So I've always been in between. I think I'm always going to be in between. And for other tall women out there, I think that you experience the same thing because weight just distributes differently on us. It takes us a lot more weight to either gain a size or lose a size because there's just a lot more surface area that's being covered. So I really need to know where I fit in before spring comes and it's time for me to get some new spring clothing now that I've lost weight. I hope you enjoy joining me on this mission. Let's go figure it out. Now, JCPenney is a huge department store with a lot of different brands. So what I decided to do for this size experiment is pick two classic JCPenney brands that have clothing lines both in the plus department and the women's department. As I mentioned before, their normal Mrs. women's department goes up to a size 18 and their plus department starts at a size 14W. So we'll see what fits me better. So this is my plus department outfit from A.N.A, or A New Approach. The brand is kind of casual, laid back. You could style it in a boho kind of way, or even like beachy. While it's still on trend, like they're hopping on the tie-dye trend with this shirt, it's not necessarily like screaming fashion at you. It's more low-key and laid back. The jeans I'm wearing are a size 16W, and this shirt is a 0X. These are high-rise skinny jeans. I feel like they fit me like a glove, pretty perfectly, and it's my first time wearing a 16W in a long time, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. They're a touch tight at the waist, but as I wear them, I know that they will loosen up as stretch denim always does. Even just in the few minutes I've been wearing them, they've already started to loosen up a little bit. So I feel like 16W in the plus department of A.N.A is a good size for me. This 0X shirt, it seems to be the right size for my bust, but not for my waist at all. For me, I like a little bit more fit through my waist, and I like to have that hourglass happening. I will also add, I really like the height of these 16W jeans. It's a high rise and it really is a true high rise. So I'd say these 16W jeans are pretty perfect. I give them like a 10 out of 10. And then the shirt I can do better. I'm gonna do another A.N.A outfit with different sizes. We'll see what happens. Okay, I have another A.N.A outfit and I know it looks really similar. They had the exact same shirt in the Mrs. Women's Average Sizes department, and they had very similar jeans. And instead of a full-length high-rise skinny, it's a high-rise ankle jean. So you can see the difference in the shirt. This is a size XXL. The other shirt from the plus department was a 0X. Just as an aside, this is an example of how a XXL does not necessarily fit the same way as a 2X. I talked about that in my H&M video, and here's an example, because a 2X would be so much larger for me because the 0X was bigger than this XXL, so just saying. But anyway, so this one fits me in the bust just about the same, and it's a little slimmer through the torso. So when I want a more loose t-shirt look like this, I would get this XXL. Because I think if I went down to an XL, it would be too tight on the hip. Just kidding, I tried on the shirt in the A.N.A size XL instead of XXL, and I do like how this fits better than the XXL. Because of the rounded hem, it's not sticking to my hips the way that I thought it might, so that's good. Now the bigger difference that I'm noticing is these are a size 18 high-rise skinny ankle jean. And the rise, you can see, is not fitting me the same way. It's not coming up as high in the side, even though it's also a high-rise jean. And in the back, it's definitely not as high of a rise. It's at that height where I'm worried that if I sit down, my underwear is going to show, which I definitely don't love. I definitely prefer size 16W plus size jeans over these. Just because of how the rise fit me better on the sides, and in the back, these jeans in a size 18 might be perfect for somebody who's a little bit less curvy than me and maybe doesn't have so much junk in the trunk that needs to be hidden. So I think that for me the consensus is for A.N.A, a new approach items, I could wear a size 16W jeans and be really comfortable. Or I could wear a size XL or XXL top, depending on the shape of the top. If it's a more loose top like this, then I might wear an XL. So I think that's the discovery with this particular brand. Plus size 16W for my pants, XL or XXL, depending on the shape of tops that I want. I will add, though, that 16W is sometimes a difficult plus size to find because it's on the small end of the plus spectrum, but it is what really does fit me better. So now that I know that, maybe I can be more comfortable ordering online, but I always love to try on in store. So hopefully they keep a good stock of their 16Ws in store. I feel like I've learned something today. Let's try the next brand. The next brand I've chosen today is another classic JCPenney brand called Liz Claiborne. This brand used to have their own standalone stores, and they're also part of JCPenney now. Their aesthetic is much more professional, office wear, definitely a very adult brand. I grabbed this top in a 0X. It's a black and white houndstooth print, and it does kind of feel like a sweatshirt material. And then the only pant I could find in a 16X in the very small plus department at my JCPenney was this navy blue ankle pant called the A.N.A Classic ankle pant. I pulled this 16W because the A.N.A 16W fit me very well, and you can see this one does too. It definitely feels a little different because of professional fabric, but I'm very comfortable. The rise is high enough for me. I don't have any fear of sitting and having any underwear showing, so that's important to me. The 0X, again, I feel like it fits my arms well, and I feel like it fits my bust well, but there's a lot of space in the waist and in the hips. So from here down, it's just a little big. I've grabbed some other Liz Claiborne pieces from the normal women's Mrs. department, and I'm going to compare those to this plus size clothing. Okay, so this is my Liz Claiborne women's Mrs. department outfit. I have a size XXL button-down chiffon shirt and a size 18 of the exact same ankle pants I was just wearing, but in white. It's the A.N.A Classic ankle pant. So you can see from the start that these ankle pants are a little bit tight on me, which is always strange to me that I can be a 16 in plus, but then 18 in misses is too small for me. So I think I would appreciate it if brands made those numbers a little bit more even, like a little more equal with each other, because this is confusing. Like, I feel like I would need to try a 20 in these ankle pants, but there was no 20 out there. I could barely find an 18. That's the only reason I'm on the internet in white pants. These pants are a little tight. You can see it's giving me some bulge, even though it's an 18 instead of a 16W, and it's not as high of a rise, and I feel, you know, if I bend over, you'll get a little glimpse of my underwear, and nobody wants that. Just like with a new approach, I need to stay in the plus department, 16W, for Liz Claiborne pants, I think, in order to get the rise that I need and to get the amount of stretch in the fabric. Like, these pants, as I wear them, might stretch out a little bit and become a little bit more comfortable, but the waistband is just tight and flubby, so no. As for the shirt, it's always different with a button down like this as opposed to the pullover that I had before. So it's a different thing to compare. I'm wearing a double XL because I tried on the XL in this shirt and there was gaping at the bust. And the double XL lays and doesn't gape at the bust, which I always appreciate. However, it is too much fabric around my waist. The XL, if it had been able to stay closed over my bust, I think would have been like perfect, because it also has this rounded hem that will accommodate my hips a bit, but it didn't stay closed. So, and I can always tuck in a shirt like this to give a little bit of a waistline if the shirt itself doesn't give me shape. So it looks like for Liz Claiborne, I can go Mrs. Department for the tops. Depending on the top, I could probably wear an XL or a double XL. And in the pants, I'll have good success with a 16W. A 16W was hard to find in the plus department, and an 18 was hard to find in the normal, like, Mrs. Women's department. I'll just have to find what I can find and hope for the best. I also think that for somebody shorter than me, the rise issues might not be as big of a deal. If you're someone like me who kind of shops on the line between Mrs. and plus departments, tell me, like, does the rise matter to you? Is it the curve of a part of your body or your body shape that makes you have to be between departments? Do you have the same problem as me of not really fitting all the way in one department? Just let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if I'm alone. I don't think I am. So this is the end of my Liz Claiborne stuff, and I have to go to work, so I'll see you in my car. So I'm back from size comparing at JCPenney. I know that there are a ton of other brands inside JCPenney, so maybe I can go back there and do some more. But I think it was a good idea that I stuck with some traditional brands that have been at JCPenney for a very long time, because they really should be the most improved upon brands because they've been around for so long, at least during my entire lifetime shopping at JCPenney. I think it was an interesting experiment. I was surprised by the size differences between both A.N.A. and Liz Claiborne's plus items and their Mrs. Women's items. I wasn't really expecting that there would be such a noticeable difference in the pants in both brands, in the rise between their plus and Mrs. department. I guess that more plus women are a little more curvy, have a little more junk in the trunk, so there's a little more to cover there. But it's good for me to have gone and tested that, because now I know that if I want a higher rise like I really do need to shop in the plus department. And then the tops, it really depends on the shape of the top and how loose or flowy I want it to be. But for both brands, I did end up in the women's or Mrs. department in an XL or a double XL rather than in the 0X sizes which for both Liz Claiborne and A.N.A were so much larger than the XL and the XXL. So again, just a way of proving my point that XXL does not fit the same as 2X. And so brands that are trying to be inclusive, H&M, by bringing their store up to include a XXL in everything that they sell, that might not be the best way because the proportions change as you transition into a plus size department. So if they're not taking that into account, they might not get the fit that they want out of the clothing. Now, I will mention that my JCPenney near me has a very small plus size section. Both Liz Claiborne and A.N.A had very limited selection in our plus size department. I was kind of surprised by how limited the selection was. There was an announcement that came on while I was trying on that said that A.N.A has sizes from 2 to 24 in the store and then up to 30 online. And it just got me thinking, I don't know why these stores and brands have this assumption that plus size women just love shopping online and don't want to try things on in store. But I think I would so much rather try things on in store than go shopping online, because as we just saw, I'm a very different size in plus as I am in Mrs. or Women's. Honestly, at this point with my weight loss, I thought that I would be a Mrs. 18 or a plus 18W. If I had ordered either of those sizes from online in either of those brands, they would have been wrong. I'm glad that I tried things on in store, and I feel bad for people in the above 24 range who don't even have the option to try stuff on in store, let alone the people in the 14W to 24W range like myself who have such a limited selection compared to, for like Mrs. Women's average size, just the A.N.A section was the size of the entire plus size section, let alone also the Liz Claiborne section, the Alfred Dunner section, all of these other brands, prom dresses and juniors, and there's just so many more options. I don't know why the brands think like slim people love to come shopping in store and plus size women love to go shopping online, when the opposite is more true. It's way easier for slim people to buy things from online and have them fit, and it's a lot harder for plus size women. So I think it's more imperative and required for us to try things on in store. But please leave me your thoughts on that, because it just irritates me to this day that there's so much more selection online than there is in store for plus size women. And I feel like it's just ostracizing, and they just don't want plus women in the store representing them, being their customer, wearing their clothes. And that just bothers me. It's either that, or they really do think that plus women just love shopping online. And you tell me, because I don't. Maybe you do. Just let me know. But anyways, I hope that this was an interesting experiment for you to observe and see what my results were. Let me know if you've done something like this before, or if you decide to do it and what results you get, what you wear in which department, or if you're all the way in one department or all the way in the other department. And let me know if you'd like me to do something similar like this with other brands at JCPenney, Macy's, other department stores, or places like Ann Taylor Loft, Forever 21, other places that have these like crossover sizes in between plus size and regular, and figuring out what's the best size for someone with my measurements, and maybe you have similar measurements to mine. I hope that while you're commenting down there that you give this video a like, that you subscribe, and that you set your notifications to all so we can keep on chatting. I'm on my way to 50 subscribers, and soon I'm hoping to be at 100, and I'd really love it if you were one of those. Your support really means so much to me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. So much love, and bye.